Hi, my name is Brad Harris. I'm an assistant professor at the School of Labor and Employment Relations. First, I want to apologize that I'm not able to be there in person at the meeting, but nonetheless, I'm honored to be invited to speak and offer my thoughts on what you as international students can do to land your dream job, and then what CBSAA can do to help facilitate these processes. So I'll start with the first question of what are some of the challenges that Chinese students typically face when trying to find their dream job, and what can they do to overcome them? I think when Chinese students are trying to find their dream job, particularly if it's an American job, they face a number of challenges, mostly that stem from cultural or behavioral norms that aren't the same across the two Eastern and Western cultures. So I'll offer some thoughts on that and what you guys can do to overcome those. The first piece of advice I have for you is to set goals about what type of job you want. Figure out if that's going to be here in America, or if the plan is to go back to China or work somewhere else abroad. Once you have a goal, write it down and let that goal inspire your action. So what I mean by that is once you set your goal, ask questions to faculty and staff about what you can be doing to help make yourself more marketable to that organization. Research the companies that have those type of jobs, and engage in activities that will help you look more marketable to the prospective employers that you might be targeting. Second, and this is a big one for international students, really commit to practicing the little things. And by the little things, I mean practice giving a firm handshake. Make sure you're looking at employers in the eye when you're talking. This is for all students, in fact, rather than just international students. Practice making small talk. So when you have American friends or you're talking to professors, talk about little things like football games or the weather or something you read in the local newspaper. This will help you excel during the interview and disarm any stereotypes that the interviewers may have about you. So a lot of times, even though we're trying to design measures that get away from biases, interviewers want to know that a Chinese student, more so than an American student, has good English skills. So talking about things like football games or the weather may help disarm that concern. They also want to know that you're more than someone that can excel, more than someone that just excels in the classroom. So the small talk really humanizes you and lets everything else, all your good virtues, really stand out during the interview. Third, I've often experienced with international students, they're very modest, reserved, and quiet during the interview and in my class as well. And I think those are virtues. They show respect. They make it seem like you're there to listen. In fact, I wish our American students had more of these virtues at times. Unfortunately, these characteristics are not always rewarded in the employment interview. In fact, some level of self-promotion, not exaggeration or lying, but just some healthy self-promotion is expected. And that can be difficult if you're not used to talking positively about yourself. So I'd encourage you to practice, craft a statement first by writing it down, but find out why you're an awesome person. Be prepared to, don't feel uncomfortable telling employers why you're the best person for that job and all your strengths. Once you can overcome this fear of talking positively about yourself and realizing that's the norm and it's not disrespectful or boastful, that will really enhance your probability of getting your dream job. Let's see. And finally, the most simple and straightforward, make sure you're excelling in the classroom. Not only will the topical knowledge you pick up help you during the interview, but it will also, by way of your transcripts, signal to recruiters that you are a stellar candidate, okay? So those 4 or 5 things that I just offered are kind of my advice, and I hope you can use those to help you find your dream job.